Hey, it's Sharon here from Content Sparks, and in this video I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside our course called Above and Beyond, and it's all about how to wow your customers, business partners, and employees. So I'll be taking a look inside the actual folders of content that you'll get when you get a license to teach or sell or share this program with your prospects and clients. So I'm going to head right over to the folder, and when you buy your license, you'll see that you'll get 3 different folders. This is for the full Blaze version of the course. There's the student materials, the instructor materials, and the lead generation materials. And in this particular course, there are also a couple bonus materials that I'll show you. When you get your license, you'll get them all in these compressed zip files that you will then download and extract, and let's go through each one. So starting with the student materials, you'll see there's a course book. That's your core content for your customers and students. It could also be a self-study or a handout. There's an action guide. That's for completing the action steps at the end of each module. There's a cheat sheet, which is a high-level view and kind of a reminder of everything in the course. And then there are some graphics, an infographic, and slides handout as well. So let's look at the course book first, and I'll open that up. It's called Above and Beyond, and you'll see there's a table of contents. There's a place to put your logo. Obviously, you would put whatever styles and fonts that you want, your design, your brand, and there's a place in the footer marked and highlighted to make sure you put your company and your URL in there. And then it goes through all the content they need. There's a big introduction about what the status quo versus the wow factor, good customer service versus how to really wow and impress people. It's not just about customers, it's about also your affiliates, business partners, employees, people like that. So there's an introduction there, then you go into creating exceptional customer experiences, so wowing your customers and different ways to do that. Your students take some action on that and how they'll put it into place in their business. Then you talk about business partners and standing out there, tips for that. And of course, again, at the end of the module, they take some action. And then talking about engaging and retaining employees and really wowing them. And this is something really important. Don't gloss over this. It's not about just being a good manager, because employees, especially these days, will just up and leave. You invest a lot in them, and then they leave. There's nothing keeping them there unless you really make an effort to make it a great experience for them. And we go through Gary Chapman's 5 languages of appreciation for that. And again, at the end, your students, your customers are going to go through and actually apply that. And then there's a conclusion where they do some action planning. So that is the core material for the course. That's that course book. And they'll get an action guide. You'll give them as well. And that, as I said, is the place for people to fill in those, take action with those action steps at the end of each module. So there's places for them to record their work for each one of those. In this particular course, there's also this employee information form. This is something they can use to actually gather information from employees so that they can use those languages of appreciation. Cheat sheet I mentioned is that overview. Let me open that up for you as well. So this is great when you want to go back over for your students, as a great way for reminding them what was in the course, the action steps and whatnot. Also for you to get that high level view of what's in the course. But people really love these cheat sheets, students and people who are teaching it. So that's handy to have. There's the graphics, as I mentioned. Any graphics that are in the course book, we've given you separately as well so that you can use them there. They're in PowerPoint, so they're easy to edit. And if you have something other than PowerPoint or a much older version of PowerPoint, use the one that has shapes, because everything else is done in something called SmartArt, which is something specific to PowerPoint 2010 and later. So otherwise you can use the shapes version, which just has it all broken up. So then we have an infographic, which is also in PowerPoint, which is kind of fun and a good handout. And then the slides handout, as I mentioned, is just a document that where we exported all the slides so that if you're presenting this live, people have a place to take notes. Or sometimes people just want that, they want to have a copy of the slides, and all you need to do is go in and change the logo to yours. You can actually edit directly in this document. It's in Word. So that is everything in the student materials. Let's take a look at the rest now. In the instructor materials, the core thing you have there is the slideshow. And then there's an implementation guide with some instructions for you, an evaluation form that you can use to hand out and get feedback, some follow-up emails to send to people after they've completed the course, and some research sources, which are links to places where you can learn more yourself, get more information. And a lot of it is sources that we used when we created this. So let me open the slideshow and show you that in particular. There are some instructions under some of them in italics, but otherwise you'll get the speaking notes under each one, and those are information from the course book. You can see that this is ready to edit as well. Put your logo in and then just apply your own design in the design tab. So if you have a branded one, you can just apply that, or get one created for you, or pick one that's actually in Office. And I suggest you stick to something pretty simple as a background. You don't want something too distracting. So that is the slideshow. The smart art is in there. We've left you, if you're doing it live, reminders to ask questions and debrief any activities as well. Slideshow would be used for anything like a webinar, video series, you would break it up, or a live presentation. So I mentioned there's the implementation guide with more information for you and some guidance on delivering the course. So there's a whole table of contents. You'll see some estimates on what materials you might need, timing, learning objectives, even suggested additional courses if you want to make this part of a series. We've also exported those speaker notes for you if you prefer to have them in a Word document, which some people do. I mentioned the evaluation form that you can use to hand out and get feedback from your students. Follow-up emails. Once you're done with that course, delivering the course, do make sure that you keep sending emails to your students, to your customers, to stay in touch with them, and these will get you started with different tips to help them with implementing their course, implementing what they learned. And then I did mention there's the research sources to look at, brush up on your own knowledge before you deliver it. There's some a list of contents so that you can see at a glance what's in this course. And then some other documents as well you're going to want to look at. The read first, some instructions for using your content. So there's some other information about what's in there, how to decide how you'll use it, how to customize it. So we have some things on our site with different tutorials, but this is some more instructions as well to help guide you. And then some top ways to deliver training. And then the last main folder here is the lead generation material. And this is to attract leads, to attract students to your course, students, customers, no matter how you're delivering it. If you start building a list of, even before you're ready to deliver the course, start building your list of people who would be interested in taking it and buying it. And the report we have put together here is called 7 Ways to Wow Your Customers and Earn Their Undying Loyalty. So it's set up as a report, and it has all these different ways that people can put into place right away. So they're going to get value right away from you. It's a little bit about wowing your partners and employees too. Place to put your URL, call to action. If you're not ready to deliver your course yet, you can just take that out. Just start collecting leads for now. Otherwise, put it in there. And then you set up some emails to follow up with them as well. And we did give you that report in a cheat sheet format as well. So this could be a lead magnet all on its own if you don't want to do a report, or it can be additional handout. It's also a great handout if you decide to do this as a webinar. So we've given you this slideshow, which is the report, as I said, in slideshow format. So you can deliver this as a webinar as well, or as video, and then maybe give that cheat sheet as a bonus handout. So if it's as a webinar, you can encourage them to stay to the end by promising that cheat sheet download as well. And again, there's a place if you're doing this and you have your sales page ready, there's a place to put your link in there as well. So going back up, I did mention that there are emails in here also. You want to send emails after people opt in. Use these as your basis, put your own personal greeting in. Make sure at the end you put a call to action for your sales page or for any other actions you want people to take. Because again, if you're not ready to sell the course, you might want to send them somewhere else. So use these as your starting point. And then there are also some blog posts you can use to drive traffic to your content, your sales page, your lead magnet, your website in general. Use those, just edit them a bit for your own language and images and links, things like that. There's another infographic here, which is also great for sharing on social media. And this is kind of fun. Again, it's in PowerPoint, so you can edit it in PowerPoint. And then the last thing in the lead generation materials is a whole bunch of tweets. And these do not have to just be used on Twitter. Use them on images, to share anywhere on social media. You can make them longer and just, there's a place here, a formula in here already for counting the characters. So you know how much you've put in there, and you can, if you are using in Twitter, keep it under the right character count. And then finally, there is an extra folder in this particular course called bonus materials. And in here, there are two folders. One is brainstorming ideas. This is a Word doc, and it has just some extra ideas to get your creative juices going, with ideas for wowing your customers. There's 15 there. For wowing business partners and affiliates, and then wowing employees. So all different ideas. This is a great bonus if you're doing a course. It can be a separate lead magnet all on its own. Use it however you want. And then the other part in the bonuses is a customer roundup. Let's put this open for you. And these are different exceptional ways to give an exceptional customer experience. So let's open that actually. And you can kind of see it. We've got a little graphic for each one with a little explanation. You could even divide it up if you wanted and share again on social media. So that's one part of the bonuses, and that's in PowerPoint as well. So you can, edit it there. And the other thing is the same tips, but in a slideshow, so that you have one information on each slide and just edit that however you want, and that makes a great video as well. So that's everything. As I said, there's the 4 folders: student, instructor, lead generation, and then those extra bonus materials. So I hope that gave you a good overview of everything. Please just drop me a line with any questions that you have, and otherwise I hope you enjoy teaching and sharing this and helping your own customers deliver those wow experiences.